This Icon Podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Big shout out to Sphere Rocket VA for making another episode of the Icon Podcast possible. My name is Gianna. I am your host, and today we are talking to Patrick Lee. It's been fun getting to know him before we started streaming. We both come from broadcasting backgrounds, so you guys are in for a good show.
Absolutely. It's so good getting to talk to you, Gianna. I'm excited. It's going to be a great show.
Absolutely. So let's dive in. Who is Patrick Lee? Where are you from? What market are you in now? And how did you end up in real estate?
That's a long statement. A lot of questions in one. My name is Patrick Lee. I came from the Oregon coast. You've had my buddy Steve McCarthy on the show. He's just from about 100 miles south of where I was born and raised on the southern Oregon coast. I was a beach bum after school. Decided to move to Texas when I was 20 years old. And worked numerous jobs and ended up in real estate about 10 years ago. Through the urging of a friend, we used to talk about investing, and we worked in a furniture company together, and she got a real estate license and urged me to get into it. And I said, let's go. And I've been doing it ever since. And it's been a great few years being in real estate. My aunt was an agent at a big box brokerage in the small town I was raised in. And if you achieved a high level of production, they would give you a gold jacket. That may tell you who she was affiliated with. So she was a gold jacket agent, and I always admired my Aunt Virginia and aspired to get into real estate someday. But I was 50 years old and decided to make the life change. I said, it's now or never. And I jumped in with both feet, and it's been wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
That's great, Patrick. That's a good story, too. You know, you're kind of jumping around, figuring out what you want to do. You're doing all right at things, and now you're really killing it in the real estate world. So that was a risk with a high reward for you. It
was a great reward. And it was, I was apprehensive, but it was, when it's a goal, it's something that's been in your spirit for a long time. You just have to go for it. If you don't, you're going to live a life of regret, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you don't want that looming regret over you.
Not at all.
Most EXP agents that I talk to already have that looming regret over them of, I wish I would have joined sooner.
That's our standard statement. Nearly everyone I meet says the same thing. I wish I would have joined sooner. It's truly, being at EXP is phenomenal.
Yes. Maybe I should have I wish I should have joined sooner as my icon.
Should have joined sooner. Yes.
That's a common statement on this show. So then how did you learn about EXP? Was that your first brokerage? Did you start somewhere where you could get a gold jacket? Tell me about your adventure to EXP. What made you fall in love with it?
Yeah, I was at Keller Williams. We can say the name, right? I was at Keller Williams for about 5 years, four and a half years, and actually ended up starting a team with my friend that urged me to get into real estate, and started a team with her. And we had a great run at Keller Williams. We started attracting agents. We had grown up to about 7 agents on the team, achieving a good level of production, and then decided that we wanted to start a satellite office. We wanted to start promoting our own name, our own team, our own brand. And we had permission from them initially, and then out of the blue, they kind of pulled the rug out from under us and said, no, you have to stay here. You have to support the brand. At that point, Nikki, my partner, had started coaching with NAEA, John Kitchens, Jay Kinder, Michael Reese, the Honey Badger leaders of the Honey Badger Nation here at EXP. And it was at about that time during that coaching that we were involved in that they mentioned this little upstart brokerage called EXP that they had heard about through Brent Gove, Albie Stasek, and they said, well, we have a little webinar if you dare to watch it. And
if you dare.
if you dare. So she watched it. You know how it goes. If it may not be for you, right? That's what they say, because they were coaching some of the top agents in the nation at that point through NAEA, their coaching business. So they were coaching the elite of the elite. So Nikki watched the video, shared it with me, and said, what do you think we should do? And I said, I think we should share it with the team immediately. And we did. Everyone on the team unanimously voted to make the jump. And we say at EXP a lot of times, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And if it bears witness with your spirit that this is a good move, you need to make the move. And we did. We jumped in right away, the whole team. And that was in Thanksgiving of 2017. There were 5,500 agents in the entire brokerage. And I think the stock was running about $5 a share.
Wow. And how we have grown since then, right?
How we have grown since then. Over 80,000 agents and just opened up in Greece, now over 20 countries. So wow. Incredible numbers, right? Incredible
numbers, incredible growth, and really an incredible empire, that they've built here. The scalability is it's uncomparable to other real estate agencies and brokerages.
Comparable. Absolutely.
So, you saw the model, you couldn't unsee it, you liked it, the whole team brought you over, but what makes you stay? What makes you say, I'll never leave EXP?
I'm glad you asked, because I previously had said that at Keller Williams. Mm-hmm. I will never leave Keller Williams. Keller Williams had and still has some good programs. They had profit share. You were able to sponsor agents into the company, and once the overhead was paid, you could make a little bit of a profit back off of the broker split. And they had their motto and their creed, and those things were great. And it was God, family, business, and I loved that. And that, I'm a man of faith, and that struck home with me. But then when I realized when I came to EXP, the real kicker was so many of the things that I saw in the video that they had to offer were absolutely true when I got here. And some of the things that we were told and expected at previous brokerages just never, they never materialized. So we built a brand new market center when I was at the previous brokerage, and all of a sudden the profit share checks went away because there was no profit after the overhead. And that's a little disheartening. But anyway, the joy of being at EXP and finding out that everything they told me would happen came true has really been one of the key components to sticking around. And then, of course, you cannot deny or look away from the collaborative spirit that we have here at EXP. We call it one big fire. Everyone takes their flame and they all join that flame together, and we burn. EXP is burning bright like a bonfire around the world of business, motivation, profitability. It's incredible. The best systems, the best people, the best leadership, the elite of the elite have brought their businesses from the previous brokerages to EXP. Some of the biggest names in indie brokerages, the Chuck Fazios, some of these other guys have brought their entire brokerages to EXP. Over 900 agents. Who makes profit on 900 agents in your own brokerage and then gives up a cut of that to bring your brokerage to another brokerage? That's crazy.
And that really says something about EXP, And that's what I've heard from people.
Incredible.
It is incredible. And they say, when I saw this EXP thing, I'm thinking it's too good to be true. There's no way. But everything that they had been told about EXP has absolutely come to fruition, and they've not been disappointed in it. But again, that's coming from yourself. Like, hey, there's this Icon Award, but you're not just going to be given the Icon Award. That's something you have to earn. That's something that you have to take advantage of, the scalability that EXP has, the training, the hours of new training they put out every week, your mentors. It's not given to you, but everything that is to be earned with EXP is absolutely attainable if you put yourself into it.
Absolutely. Over 150 hours of training, free training a week in EXP world. That's
A week.
A week. No one else, most brokerages don't do that in a month or a year.
Mm-mm.
I'm just being truthful.
No,
I talk
you
to
are.
my friends. I have a lot of friends at other brokerages, and they don't get training at all. You know what I mean? You're left up to your own devices, and that's dangerous for realtors.
And you have to evolve or get left behind.
You do.
That's
the business is evolving. If you don't change, and there are some leaders at other brokerages that have come out with great books. And you can adopt, you can learn. It doesn't matter which brokerage someone's at. Truth is truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't deny that. So you have to start recognizing that the business is evolving, that there are shifts happening in real estate all the time, different trends that happen. We're in crazy markets right now that are unheard of in 30 or 40 years in the real estate world that we're experiencing right now. And we have to learn to adapt or get left behind. You basically have to become like a chameleon, and whatever the market throws at you, you have to learn. Well, the good thing about it is whatever the market throws at you, when we're here at EXP, we've already identified it before it happened. So we're already ready to step into that when that shift happens. That's one of the true blessings about being at EXP. Everyone is such a forward thinker. It blows my mind.
And they're ahead of it. And we've got the masterminds. And I mean, really, masterminds are, a brainstorming session. You learn and you network, but they are led by fellow people that have masterminds. I mean, it's just crazy. The brains and the heart that goes into EXP, and that is here and accessible. Absolutely. So much fun.
I love it.
And scalability, you can sell 1 or 2 houses a month, or if you want to crank them out, you can. That's the beauty of EXP. You kind of build your own brand, and it's great.
You do.
So, obviously you're high production, you're busy. You're telling me you run a podcast as well. So you have a lot of hats that you wear.
I wear a lot of hats.
A lot of hats. What do you do to take care of Patrick Lee? How do you make sure that you're not on burnout mode? How do you make sure that you've got that work-life balance at a healthy spot?
Good question. Very good question, Gianna. I learned years ago that there is no such thing as work-life balance. Mm-hmm. And once you learn that, it becomes so much easier to operate on a day-to-day basis, because I have a family. I have daughters and a wife. My daughters are now grown. One of my younger daughter recently came to work for me doing marketing. And as I was sharing earlier, we started the podcast as a midweek motivational show on Facebook, live streaming over 2 years ago. And now my daughter is uploading all of those into the different websites so that we can be found on any podcast hosting channel moving forward. And I've hired her to do that for me. But I have found that whenever I start spending more time in my business, and it's like a pendulum on a clock, the pendulum will swing towards business for a while, and you do stay very busy. And business motivates me, by the way. So it doesn't wear me out. Business motivates me. So, but I do know that when the pendulum has swung over into the business side for a little too long, and I need to spend more time with my family, it becomes very easy with the systems we have in place and the people I have on my team that work for me to handle that business while I spend some more time with my family. And as long as you can continue to make that change, it's really not about balance. Have you ever noticed when you learn to ride a bike as a little girl or a little boy, in the beginning, you learned that you needed to have momentum. And once you create momentum, the front wheel goes a little bit to the left and the right. You start swerving as you're learning how to ride a bicycle, even with training wheels. But once you've achieved momentum, it's easy for the bike to stay on track and move forward by itself, right? So business and business life balance is a lot like that. Create momentum. You're going to go a little bit to the left and to the right, and you're going to create good times and good moments in your business and in your family. And at that point, your family doesn't feel robbed and your business doesn't feel robbed. And then, of course, self-care comes along with that as well. I listen to a lot of podcasts, take coaching, and I've started a daily routine that I recommend on my weekly show to people all of the time. And that starts with when you wake up in the morning, spend about 15 to 30 minutes to wake up, wash your face with cold water, get centered on who you are as a person. Do your affirmations. If you're an affirmation guy or an affirmation girl, say a prayer, talk to God, be grateful, thank him for the day. And about 30 to 40 minutes in the day, I check my phone for the first time. And as long as I do those things, it's real easy to stay motivated, stay happy. When you show up at the office, you're ready to hit the ground running, and you have a wonderful day.
I love that. It sets you up for success. It helps you be, positive, facing your coworkers, your mentors, mentees, and especially your clients.
Especially your clients. They can be stressful at times, and that's our job to de-stress them, right? So we always take, the stressful situations. I'm actually sitting here in the office with my transaction coordinator, Marlene, and before the show, we've dealt with multiple stressful situations already today, but we do it with a smile, and it's part of what we do, and we enjoy it. If you enjoy what you do, so many people, successful people have said in the past, right? You've heard this 100 times. Find something you love to do, and you'll never work another day in your life. So when you enjoy what you do, it's fun. It can be stressful, but we just look at it and say, hey, no one's going to die today. It'll be all right. Let's calm down and move forward. Everything will be okay.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Getting people into homes, being eager, looking at the reward that comes from it. And honestly, with like the cap that EXP offers and everything, it really pays to work here, whether,
it does.
It's in the culture or the collaboration, stock options, whatever it is. EXP makes it fun. You guys have to, really use the mindset though to make sure that you're getting the most from the model. And that brings me to my next point, actually. So you're an icon agent, right? So you are on this podcast because you hit a certain level of production in your market and you contributed to the culture, and your icon, Patrick Lee. Can you kind of in your own words explain what the Icon Award means to you, kind of the benefits that you got from it, and the production that you had to do to get there?
Absolutely. And it's such an honor to be included among all of the other Icon agents that have come before me. When I came to EXP into 2017, I heard about the Icon Award, the possibility. I wasn't the team leader at that time. I was on another team. We came over, and to be quite honest, I'm a production hamster. I'm like, I get on the hamster wheel and I just go. I keep my head down. I hit the ground running, and just produce. So I'd heard about the Icon Award. I heard a little bit about it, and I didn't really understand it that much. And I just continued to just stay busy doing production. But then I went out on my own and started my own team 2 years ago. And previously on the other team, I was on a half cap, and half cap agents, can't attain the Icon status. So I thought, well, that's not something that interests me. It would be great if it were true, if it could happen. So when I started my own team, it became apparent that was now available to me. Had I understood fully in the beginning that if I had chosen to go back onto full cap status, even on my previous team, I could have ran towards the Icon Award. And I just was so busy in production, to be honest, I didn't really pursue that. So when I started my own team 2 years ago, that became something I wanted to attain. The people that we were under, the people at EXP that I admired very highly, were all achieving this Icon status. And I said, that's another goal I set for myself. I've got to get that. So through hard work, we achieved the production to do it. You need to cap, number one. And then you need to pay a certain amount of money into the company and transaction fees after that to achieve Icon status. But then they interview you. you start going through these series of interviews, and they want to know who you are as a person. They want to know what kind of a culture you breed on your team or in your independent business. What kind of a person are you? And are you the kind of person that we could choose to represent EXP Realty as an Icon agent? Because it's not just production. It seems like it could be, but the Icon Award is for people that really want to represent that kind of a person, the Icon persona to the company and to the other agents that come along behind us. And that was a very, very, very humbling to me to be included. And to be honest, I didn't know how easy it would be. I didn't know how hard it would be. I just knew it was a worthy goal. And it has meant the world to me. This last year, of course, I just found out a couple of months ago, I achieved the award second year in a row. And now going to the major events in person again, it's mandatory to go to the major events. And I was never a major event attender in the past. I just like to work. And now I'm enjoying going to the major events, collaborating, meeting all of the people that I admire in the Icon group. And it's meant the world to me. It truly has.
Absolutely. Congratulations on that second Icon. I'm going to be at EXP Con and the shareholders and everything. So I'm definitely going to hunt you down.
Yes, we will definitely get together.
Of course. Yeah, we'll plan on that. And, like you said, with the half cap thing, that sounded like a good idea at the time because you could just be a little production hamster and run that wheel, go, 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 go. But that's the thing. You can't Icon with that and you can't get your cap back.
Right.
With Icon, that cap can actually come back to you, which is, a
Absolutely.
huge perk of this award.
That's one of the best things about Icon, aside from the recognition, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from, you get recognition at, we get a special banquet at the major events. When I was at EXP Con in Las Vegas this last fall and went to the first Icon breakfast, there were nearly 1,000 of us in the room, Icon agents only, with Glenn Sanford and another high-level celebrity TV star that was there. It was so humbling to be included in that group. The Icon group is the top 2% of all agents at EXP Realty, and there are over 80,000 agents at EXP Realty. So when you stop to try to wrap your head around that, it doesn't always compute that you're in that group, you know what I mean? But then when you've achieved that and you're in that group, they pay your cap back in the form of company stock. That they paid me to be here, and they're paying me to do what I already love with people I already know, love, and trust. So that's just a win-win-win all the way around. It just blows me away to this day.
It is. It really is a win-win-win all the way around. And like when you started at Icon, you saw the award, you're like, oh, that's cool. I don't really want to go for it. But maybe for somebody that was in your position, it's their first year with EXP, or maybe their first year in realty and with EXP, what would you say to them about maybe achieving the Icon Award this year? Is this something that they should put off as well? Is that something they should go for? What's your advice on that?
I have actually, a month ago, taken my top producing agent who was on a half cap. Very beautiful young lady, just like yourself, very tenacious, very aggressive, great agent. Mm-hmm. And we have moved her from half cap to full cap. And this is her second year in. First year in, she was awarded the best of the best for her county and in the realtor category, all without marketing, just because of her tenacity, her eagerness, her good spirit. And icon status is something that she is a natural to go for. So we have just moved her to full cap status, and now she is pursuing Icon her second year in real estate. And I would recommend it to any one of my agents. It's not about the half cap. That's good if you don't think you're going to produce enough. If you just want to do it 1 or 2 deals a month, you can do that and you can pay your bills. And we would love to work with you, link arms with you. But if you want to achieve more, if you're the kind of agent, and I recognize that in you, or you come to me and say, this is something I want to go for, we 100% believe in it and want you to achieve that. and we'll do everything in our power to help you do that. You're the elite of the elite at that point. And we see that promise in nearly every agent, but every agent doesn't necessarily believe that about themselves yet. So if we can get that belief in a system in you, lift it up to where you feel worthy, and that if we work with you, you can achieve it. We want to do that as much as we can. I would recommend any newer agent going on full cap and shooting for Icon. Absolutely. If
what do you
you
have to lose,
don't want to do that, I don't know that real estate's for you. I just want you to be more aggressive than that. You know what I mean? There's always a higher goal. There's always something better for us to attain. Right?
Right. No, absolutely. There's no such thing as perfection, but there is always another level of excellence.
Always growth.
I had a agent tell me that this week in interviews, and I was like, I'm going to use that. Thank you. Shout out to the shark for that one.
There you go. I love it.
It's a great quote. So, at one point when you learned about EXP, you saw the model looked good, but I'm sure you were a bit skeptical. You saw the grass looked greener, but you'd heard what other agencies were saying about it, like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, it's a cult, don't go over there. And
they still do.
And they still do, because they're scared to lose their agents, because this is just the best deal. I mean, there's so many great things about it.
It sounds too good to be true.
Exactly. So for somebody who's watching this, thinking that they're sitting on that fence of skepticism, what would you have to say to them?
I'd say jump into the deep end of the pool and try it out. If this many people, what have you got to lose? What have you got to lose? I tell you this much. If you leave your brokerage and you come to EXP and you try us out for 6 months, do you not think for a minute that if you didn't like it, your broker wouldn't take you back?
It's true. You shouldn't be burning bridges anyway.
Drop the mic. That's it. Just give us a try. And when you find out that it's true and everything came true for you, you're going to love it and you're going to want to stay. And then you're going to turn around and you're going to want to share that with all of your other agent friends. Go back to your broker and say, hey, listen, they weren't lying. This truly is that good of a deal. And if you'll come try it out, maybe they'll be in your downline next, right? But if you've got nothing to lose, if you don't, like you said, if you don't burn that bridge, there's a right way and a wrong way to leave and arrive everywhere. And it's
hard to break up with brokers, brokerages.
It is, but everything can be done with grace. I say here at the Patrick Lee Group, we're 100% grace team. You just have to, because people do things. They say things out of the heat, and spur of the moment, and things happen and people say things that hurt people's feelings. And I get that, but we have to have grace for those people as well, because there will be sometimes when that person wants to come back to you. And that doesn't mean when they're leaving that they don't like you. It may be that they just think there's a better way somewhere else, and they need to see that for themselves. If it's not true, you should welcome them back with open arms. They were your friend before, produced for you before, and they'll continue to do that.
Absolutely. And they had seen the grass was greener. They probably learned a few tricks from being on the other side. So why not take them back, But
why not?
The fact of the matter is, I haven't met anybody that's jumped back just yet. I'm sure there have been, but I haven't met anyone.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm talking about the best of the best. The icons.
I've met a couple that came and claimed that they tried EXP and it didn't work for them. But most of them only stuck around for about 6 weeks and then immediately jumped back, in my opinion, out of fear, fear of the unknown, or that they were in a new, there's some books out and different people leadership that have talked about moving in tribal methods, like you're living in one jungle and all of a sudden you're moved to another jungle. And there are new rules in a new jungle. Who's the king of that jungle? How do you eat? How do you learn? Who do you associate with? And some people have come to the attitude, the one big fire mentality and the speed of the game here at EXP. And they feel like they don't fit in, or they haven't made the right connections yet. So they jump back into their old jungle. You know what I mean? The neighborhood that they're familiar with, but they didn't really give EXP a try. They didn't give us a fair shake. And if you jump in and find your people, you'll never leave.
Right. And like that comes back to the importance of finding the right mentor.
Absolutely.
Asking the right questions. Make sure you find your tribe, find your people. Don't just come over with any Joe Schmo. Make sure you click with them, make sure you respect them, make sure that that's somebody that you're willing to work with every day, because they do become part of really like a EXP family tree, right?
They
You're
sure
connected,
do. Yes, they do.
and
Absolutely.
it's so important. So important. How did you choose your mentor, Patrick?
Mine was chosen for me based on the team I was I was previously on,
That's okay.
I never decided to change. We were already coaching with Jay Kinder and Michael Reese at the National Association of Expert Advisors. So they brought over everyone in their coaching business, basically came over to EXP, and we've never had any reason to even think about changing our leadership. They're phenomenal guys in the Honey Badger Nation that I'm a part of. Under their mentorship, we have over 9,000 agents just in our group. And it's Jay Kinder's one of the keynote speakers at most of the major events. Most of the masterminds are put on with some of the upper leadership, and that's going to be your Brent Goves and your Gene Fredericks, your Curtis Johnsons, your Jay Kinders, your Michael Reese, Albie Stasek, Chuck Fazio, John Kitchens. These guys are just phenomenal. Why in the world would I think about being, under the mentorship of someone else when the absolute best of the best is in my upline?
You're 100% right. Be the best of the best. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Wrong room, baby. That's right.
There are all the right rooms to be in at EXP. I promise you will find someone smarter than you. And then I promise you will find other people that are not as smart as you yet. And you coach them, you teach them, you mentor them. And that's really cool. Another agent told me with EXP, you learn, you earn, and then you return. So,
oh, wow. I like that. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, do it. You feed it back into the EXP community and, the new realtors that you take under your wing. And I think it's a fabulous saying.
I love that.
Good. I taught you something today.
You just did. You sure did.
Well, do you have anything else that you want to talk about? I think we've had a great conversation. I've asked you more than all the questions that I wanted to ask you. I just like to pick your brain. So
it's easy. You're so easy to talk to, Gianna. It's wonderful talking with you here on the show. I love it. If anyone wants to reach out to me for any reason, just let everyone on the show know. I am an open book, and I am a very easy to reach mentor kind of guy. And I collaborate and chat with a lot of other agents in different markets. And we're always commenting on everyone's social media platforms, with the flames and the fire and the bombs and everything else. You're the man. It's awesome. Great content. And I have found that in every different market, we're just all that way. You know what I mean? We totally lift everyone up. And if I can do that for anyone else that's watching this show, anyone that has any questions about the Icon Award, how to achieve that, and what it means to be an icon, any one of them can reach out to me. And they can continue to watch the Icon podcast. You've had so many of the people that I like and love to chat with and support on social media as well, that you've already had on the show, and many more like that in the future. Continue to watch the Icon podcast, and you can't go wrong.
Yes, we've had some brilliant minds on here, including yourself. And, once you kind of get to go on this year, maybe before EXP Con, if you're speaking there, or even if you're not, we could do a spin-off, have you back on and kind of see, areas you specialize in, or, since you're a leader, how you empower the younger realtors on your team. You said you had a young lady that is just cruising for an Icon Award, and kind of how you're coaching her with that. And I think it'd be a great episode.
I'll add this one thing through my partnership with the National Association of Expert Advisors. I'm gonna throw out a plug for them right now. We have just created a new product that will help all of our new agents, all of my younger agents, and attract new agents. My group, of course, is called the Patrick Lee Group. Here in Amarillo, Texas, the upper panhandle of the state of Texas. And our market encompasses about 12 towns, small towns around us. And EXP has the world. You can go into EXP world. So I decided to create the universe. So through my partnership with NAEA, we have created the Patrick Lee Group universe, and anyone that wants to or is interested in, partnering with us at EXP, growing as an agent, we have a clarity report we can send you to find out who you are and where you're going in your career as an agent. You can link arms with us. You can join us. You can join EXP. You can watch the videos, the webinars to find out it's a one-stop shop of all things EXP or partnering with the Patrick Lee Group. And we just created all of that. It's online. And these are the kind of things that happen when you put your minds together with these top thinkers. It's like, how do we make this easy for the masses? So we've made it so simple. And it's amazing. Go to Patrick Lee Group universe.com. Is that easy?
Use your resources, people.
Use your resources. They're all out there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Well, that's fabulous. Definitely make sure to check that out because, partnering, the resources, we've got some brilliant minds here at EXP. Pick them all. They're all at your disposal, really. Reach out to them.
They are.
Everybody's happy to talk. What do they say? That a rising tide raises all boats. Right?
All ships rise on the same tide.
I love that. Well, Patrick, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to let you go, and we'll be talking to you again soon, okay? I'm going to hunt you down at EXP Con.
Yes, the pleasure has been all mine, Gianna. You have a great day.
You too. We'll talk to you soon.
All
Bye.
right. Bye-bye.